let's talk about lesson 2. Thank you, Graciel. Wala kayong humikibo, mga batang to. So, what is lesson 2? So, lesson 2 is all about the... Ready ba kayo?
Geographical features
And others. Ayan. Sabi niya lang sa akin kung anong simula. Okay, so what about the geographical feature? Let's talk about geography. How do you understand the term geography? Kasi dapat sabing geographical feature. So bago tayo pumunta sa geographical feature, let's first identify or know the meaning of what geography means. Nanahimik po sila. Sino, Lester? You want to answer?
Sige po, ma'am.
Sige.
Ano po, yung study of places po.
Study of?
Places.
So, to you, geography means the study of places. Okay? I could say that that is a very incomplete definition of what geography means. Okay? So, who else would like to identify the meaning?
Ako po, ma'am.
Sino ka?
Catherine po.
Oh, Catherine. What about you, Catherine?
Yung geography po is the study of Earth's surface.
Ano ko sa geography? Geography is the science that deals with the study of the Earth's surface. Correct. Okay. So what are those that are on the surface of the Earth?
Yung land and water masses po.
Oo, yung mga anyong lupa, yun nga, 'di ba? Anyong hangin, anyong haseyo. Yan. Yan yung mga. So what else? The land mass, the continents, the countries, the islands, the islets, the volcanoes, right? Ano pa? And everything about what is on the Earth's surface, including us. Lahat yun, di ba? Yes. Daniela.
Dani,
Ay, Dani pala.
ano ma'am, para po sa akin yung geography po, ayun po yung study ng human geography or yung relationship between people and the environment. Tapos, geography itself, yung mga continents, islands,
Okay.
etc.
You are referring to
Other
the...
things.
Yes, Dani, you are referring to the two types of geography. One is the physical geography and the other one is the human geography or the cultural geography. Tama yon. Kasi hindi lang isa pag sinabi nating geography, dalawang bagay yon. So let's first identify the physical geography. Yung una nating sinabi about all those geographical features such as the mountains, anyong lupa, anyong hangin, blah, blah, blah. Physical geography yun. Yung sinabi ni Lester that location of the places on the world, physical geography yon. Diba? Okay, pag sinabi nating human geography, that is all about the people and their culture and tradition. Okay, kabilang tayo doon. So, each of a group of people who is residing in a particular continent, particular country, particular community has their own unique characteristics, has their own culture. Walang mga kulturang magkakaiba, ay magkakapareho. Lahat ng kultura unique, 'di ba? Ang kulturang Pinas ba or ang kulturang Pinoy, may makikita kang kaparehas na characteristic pag pumunta ka sa India. Paanong nagkakaiba-iba yung mga kultura na sinabi ko? Bakit? Alam nyo ba na sa isang librong binasa ko, sinasabi nilang the kind of history, your culture, the people could be defined by which with the geographical location which this country is located. Kunyari, pag-usapan natin yung geographical location ng Philippines. Saan tayo located?
Southeast Asia.
Southeast Asia, diba? So, ano yung mga kapitbahay nating mga bansa? From the north, we have Taiwan. Pag umakyat ka pa, yan, China, binanggit ni Rans. And that is actually one very powerful country. Pag katabi ng China is Japan. Okay, bumaba ka sa south, anong kapitbahay natin?
Malaysia.
Indonesia, Malaysia, Singapore, Brunei, nandyan yan, magkakadikit, di ba? Pumunta ka sa west, anong kapitbahay natin?
Vietnam, Thailand,
Okay, very good. Pumunta ka sa east, anong kapitbahay natin?
Pacific Ocean.
Pacific Ocean. Napakalayo pa. Pero pag tinabod mo yung Pacific Ocean at nagpasan mo yung Melanesia, Micronesia, Polynesia, ano yung susunod na bansa?
America.
America. Very good, Renz. You know your geography. So ngayon, ma'am, ano yung gusto mong sabihin? Wala lang, kasi kung babalikan mo yung kasaysayan ng Pilipinas, di ba narating tayo ng Malay, narating tayo ng Indones, narating tayo ng mga incheck na yan. Dati yung mga incheck na yan, taga-benta lang ng taho, di ba, ng mga kung ano-anong pagkain nila. But who are the Chinese now in our country? Why? Di ba? Talagang basic sa kanila yung pagiging entrepreneur. Kaya ngayon, yung pagiging entrepreneur nila, ginamit nila ngayon. Sila ngayon na magmamayari ng malalaking kumpanya sa buong Pilipinas. Anywhere you go, Chinese yung may-ari niyan. Nakakatakot tuloy, baka in the near future, talagang mangyari yung magiging province na tayo ng China. Huwag naman sana, di ba? Magkaisa, lumaban, patayin. Hindi natin kaya. Sinasabi nila, di nyo kaya, madami yan. Okay? Wala yun sa dami, di ba? Nasa galing yun. Okay, so tignan nyo, di ba? Pati yung mga Japanese. Pero bago sila talagang nang himasok sa kaysaysayan natin, ang layo naman from Europe, di ba? Tinawid ng Spain yung karagatan so that they can get over to our country and then started colonizing us for 333 years. So, ano yung effect ng colonization ng Spain sa Pilipinas?
Yung religion pa.
Yung religion at marami pang bagay, di ba? Pero hindi nagtagal pala sila. Parang nagustuhan nila eh. After which, ayan na si America. Tinawid ang Pacific Ocean, zoom, naglaban sa Manila Bay, talo ka, pero kunyari lang yon, panalo kami. Pero inangkin nila yung Pilipinas. Then, Second World War, ito na po si Japan, di ba? Okay? So, dala nila yung lahat ng mga gusto nilang dalhin. Ayan, winasak ang Pilipinas, sabog ang Pilipinas. After which, ito na tayo ngayon. So, ano ang mga impluensya ng mga colonization na yun sa bansa natin? So, sabi nyo, religion, Spain. America gave us what? America gave us education, diba? Japan gave us Japayuki. No? Wala naman anong Japayuki. Japan gave us what? Wow. They also influenced the food that we are, diba, eating, yung mga noodles. Although sa simula mga noodles galing sa Japan, pero meron silang influence, diba? Okay? Saka yung mga Japanese lahi na makikita mo sa buong Pilipinas. Okay, so ibig sabihin, the kind of culture that we have now is the result of the so many influences of other nations, no, who came and somehow tried to really control our country. Hindi na ibang kwentong na yan sa mga ibang mga bansa na sinakop na most powerful nations all over the world. Okay, imagine what's this? France nandito siya. Tinawid yung karagatan ng Atlantic at nakarating sa may Caribbean. Okay? So, sinong in-influence niya doon? Yung mga South American country, for example, yung French Guiana. O kaya naman, yung ibang part ng Amerika, yung Louisiana, very French yan. Kaya pag nagpunta ka sa Louisiana, ayan, nandyan yung jazz, nandyan yung French vibe, and so on and so forth. Merong laging ganong influence. Kaya sabi ko sa inyo, walang iisang kultura. Okay? Lahat yan halo-halo. Okay. So, let's talk about physical geography now. So, how many continents do we have, Lester?
7 po.
Can you identify all? Natawa siya. Ano?
Pacific Ocean.
Pacific, the largest. Continent! Ay, sorry.
Continent pala. Pacific Ocean. Ano, Asia,
Asia, Africa,
North America,
North America,
South America,
South America,
Antarctica, Europe, and
Antarctica,
Australia po.
Antarctica, Europe, Australia, and Oceania. Okay? And, yun na ba yun? 7 na ba yun? Asia, Africa, North America, South America, Europe, Australia and Oceania, and Antarctica. Okay? Each of these continents, of course, is comprises of the several countries and or several regions. Say, for example, we talk about Asia. So in Asia, we have several regions. We have Southeast Asia, where we belong. Far East Asia, where China is, di ba? South Asia, where India is, and the Middle East, right? Where most of yun yung gitnang silangan, Middle East, like Israel, Saudi Arabia, etc. So, if we talk about Europe, iba-iba rin sila. May Scandinavian region, may Iberian Peninsula, may South Europe, merong East Europe. Yung East Europe, yun yung karaniwan na sinasabing the Iron Curtain countries. Malalaman nyo kung bakit. And so on and so forth. The same is true with North and South America. Pag sinabi natin North America, ayan, may North, may South, merong Central America, and so on and so forth. Now, how are you going to identify all these countries on the world map? For example, nagmamapa na tayo. Paano ba pag-aralan ng madali ang mapa? Hindi ko naman ibibigay sa inyo as a whole yung world map exam, yung blank map. Per continent tayo. But then for you to be able to study, okay, very easily, yan, very easily. Okay, magsimula kayo dun sa isang bahagi. Kunyari, lahat ng nasa north, kabasaduhin nyo. O kaya sa isang rehiyon. So what countries are under Scandinavia? Scandinavian region. Agoy, hindi alam. Sino? Sinong nakakaalam? Pag sinabing Scandinavia, ang Scandinavia ba bansa? Hindi nga, region nga yun eh. So pag sinabi mong Scandinavia, Rans, ikaw magaling ka sa sa geography kanina pa eh. So ano yung Scandinavia?
Hindi ko nga po,
Hindi niya raw alam. Walang nakakaalam.
Denmark, Norway, Sweden.
Ayun, na-google na ni Carla. Very good. Denmark,
Ayun.
Denmark, Norway, Iceland, Sweden. Okay, ganito class. Geographically speaking, sinasama nila yung Finland as part of the Scandinavia kasi dikit-dikit na yan eh, di ba? Kung titignan mo, Norway, Sweden, tapos merong body of water dito, tapos Finland na, and tapos andito yung Denmark, nandito yung Iceland. So geographically, dahil kadikit nila yung Finland, okay, sige, ano ka, bahagi ka ng Scandinavian region, pero culturally hindi. Bakit? Hindi kasama sa Vikings sa kasaysayan ng Vikings, hindi kasama yung Finland. Talagang ang masasabi lang na Scandinavia, itong mga nabanggit except for Finland. Alam niyo yung Vikings, sarap kumain doon. Eat all you can. Pero hindi pa natin siya pag-aaralan. So, under the geographical feature of the continents of the world, let us identify. So, let's first start with the Asian continent. What are the known geographical features, basic to, that you could identify in the continent of Asia? So, for example, mountain.
Number 1, Mount Everest.
Number 1, Graciel, ikaw ba yun? Mount Everest. In which mountain range this Mount Everest is located?
Sa Nepal yun, ma'am.
Yeah, anong mountain range yon, Carla?
Himalayas.
The Himalayas, very good, okay? And the Himalaya mountain ranges is actually one of the longest mountain ranges in the world. Imagine, stretch niyan from Pakistan, India, tapos part ng China, ang haba, dumadaan sa Nepal, diba, Tibet, ang haba niyan. And along these mountain ranges, which is called Himalaya, nandun po si Mount Everest, which is the tallest mountain in the world. Right? How many thousands of feet? Around 29,000 and more. Pero alam nyo ba, kung ang sukatan natin is below the sea level, hindi yan papasa as the highest mountain. Have you heard of the highest mountain kung ang sukatan ay under the sea or below the sea level? Have you heard?
Hindi pa po.
Hindi pa po. Okay, Darold, ang tawag doon yung Mauna Kea na matatagpuan mo sa Hawaii. Kasi yung Mauna Kea, ang simula niyan sa ilalim talaga ng dagat. Okay? Diba ito yung sea level? Yung sea level, ang hirap po ng online, wala kang nag-video. Yung sea level, ito yung sukatan natin, standard yan. Ito yung Mount Everest, dito siya nagsimula pataas ng ganyan. Ganun po yun. Tapos yung Mauna Kea, nandito yung simula niya sa ilalim. Okay? So kung ang Mount Everest ganyang kataas, sea level, ang Mauna Kea nandito. Pero, under the sea. Kaya, okay, hindi siya pwedeng i-consider na the highest level kasi nga, ang standard natin na sukatan, sea level. Above the sea level. Did you get that? So, nasaan yun? Nasa Hawaii. Asia. Okay. Ang daming mga mountains dyan. Kunyari, nandyan yung second highest peak, K2. Nasa Pakistan yan. Annapurna. Ang dami. Diba? Sa Pilipinas, nandyan yung Mount Apo. Pag-usapan mo yung Pilipinas, naku, napakadaming mountains dyan. Because we are very mountainous. Pero pag-usapan mo yung pinakamadaming mountains at pinakamaraming active volcano, nandyan yan sa Indonesia. Kaya nga tinawag ang Indonesia the Ring of Fire. Napapalibutan siya nitong mga very active volcanoes na imagine what would happen to the earth if all the volcanoes in Indonesia would suddenly erupt. In the 1800s, there is one volcano in Indonesia which affected the half of the earth, of the planet Earth. And this eruption of these volcanoes killed around more than 100,000 Indonesian people and so much destruction. Anong tawag doon? Krakatau. Okay? Yung mountain na Krakatau. Hello? Naglag ako. Naglalag. Hello? Hello? Naglalag ako. Kapkil?
Hindi naman po.
Kasi parang naka-steady lang kayo lahat.
At talon-talon lang po yung video.
Pero malinaw naman.
Opo.
Oo. Nagugulat ako. Parang naging zombie kayo. Baka mamaya bigla kayong lumusob sa akin. Ayun. So, I was telling you about that. Okay? So, pagkatapos ng mountains and mountain ranges, ang dami pa yan all over Asia. Let's talk about the rivers. Yan. Kel, would you like to at least give me example of known rivers all over Asia?
Ano po? Yangtze River o Yangtze River po.
Yangtze?
Opo.
Saan yan?
Sa China po.
Sa China. Okay. Ano pa? Ayan, gumagalaw na sila. Anong river pa? Yangtze, Wangho River, 'di ba? Yan yung dalawang river sa China wherein a civilization started. And China has the oldest existing civilization. Okay? Oldest but still existing because there are so many civilizations in the world na vanished civilization na. Okay, pero ang China grabe hanggang ngayon, 'di ba? From the earliest times to the present because of the presence of these rivers. Diba, river is the source of life. River is life. Okay, diyan nagsisimula yung mga unang civilization. Okay, pumunta ka sa Middle East. Ano yung well-known river na kung saan lumaganap yung mga unang civilization? Tigris Euphrates, right? Umuulan. Tigris Euphrates. Nasaan yan? Sa Mesopotamia, okay? So, nandyan galing yung mga Sumerians, Assyrian Empire, and so on and so forth. Okay? Nawawala sila. Hello?
Hello po na.
Oo. Nawawala kayo o ako? Ano ba?
Hello, ma'am.
Ma'am, okay lang po.
Okay lang. So, narinig niyo yung sinabi ko? Tigres Euphrates?
Opo.
Okay. Mag-jot down kayo ng notes, ah. Okay. So, ano pang mga rivers meron? Ganges River in India. Have you heard of that? This is the holiest river. They considered Ganges River as the holiest river, especially amongst the Hindu religion. Every July, they will gather together, all the Hindu people will gather together in the Ganges River. Hindi naman lahat, yung iba lang na malapit dyan siguro. Because being the holy, pagka you immerse yourself in the holy river, parang ang feeling mo holy ka na rin. But in fact, the Ganges River is one of the so-called very polluted river in the whole world. Tapos naliligo sila doon, no, di ba? Sarap ng feeling. Tapos naghihilamos. Okay? Andun sila. Okay, so what else? What other important geographical features and landmarks do we have in Asia? Mount Fuji. Yeah, the most pictured because of the perfect cone of Mount Fuji. Dramatic yung ano nun, yung tawag dito. Yung Mount Fuji na yan dahil naka-live ako anak. Dahil di ba perfect cone tapos may mga yellow. Pero pag nagpunta ka dun sa forest,
Pipisil ko. Yun lang ba?
if you get near the Mount Fuji sa forest na yon, hanapin niyo yung pangalan. Lester, naka-open ka. Naririnig ko. Huwag kang maingay, naririnig ka din. You will be surprised kasi ginagamit nilang parang suicide area yung forest na yon near the Mount Fuji. Okay. Patakot, no? So next, ano pa? Punta tayo sa, ayun, bibigyan ko lang kayo ng mga examples, pero hindi ibig sabihin yun lang ang tatandaan nyo. By the way, don't forget the Mekong River. Nasaan yun? Hanapin nyo. That's also one of the most important and one of the longest rivers in that part of Southeast Asia. Ang haba nung nilalakbay nun. Okay? So, let's get out of Asia and let's go to Europe and identify some very good geographical features. Give me one. Crystal. Ito, maganda pangalan niya. Crystal na diamante pa. O, di ba?
Naol.
Crystal.
Ma'am.
Yeah, you go out na,
Yes,
kuya.
ma'am. Ano tanong mo, ma'am?
So, Crystal, can you possibly give me one example of any geographical feature that we have in Europe, in the European continent?
Stonehenge.
Ha? Muulan po. Kuya, nakikita ka, oh. Hindi ko narinig. Yan, sinagot ka? Wala. Kaya pala wala akong narinig, wala kang sagot. Ay, sorry. Ikaw naman, Ricky. Ba't di ka nagbasa? Magbasa. Any geographical features in European continent?
Stonehenge. Ano? Wala na ba?
Huwag kang maingay. Hindi nila alam. Ibagsak ko ba?
Ay.
Ha? Ikaw, Christina. Christina Utana. Yan, naka-record kayo. So, alam ko kung sino yung mga walang alam. Ha? Mount Olympus. Nasaan ang Mount Olympus? Okay, this is both historical at the same time very may sort of myths Mythology, kasama lagi yan sa Greek mythology, di ba, ang Mount Olympus. Okay? So, what else do you know, Daniela? Danny. Sorry, Danny. Danny Lee. Mount Elbrus, that is the highest peak in the whole of the continent of Europe. Wala na? Alam niyo, maganda kasi yung pag pinag-usapan mo yung mountain peaks, highest peaks, mountains in Europe. Ibang klase sila, compare mo sa ibang bahagi ng Asia. Although ibang mountains sa Asia meron din ito. Pero kasi sa Europe meron silang alpine mountains. Diba? Ano yung alpine mountains? Ano specifically yung characteristic pag alpine mountain na pinag-uusapan natin? Amenig sila.
High siya.
Yakiel!
Ano daw po? Highest and most extensive mountain range system.
Yeah, alpine is also a fine example of a mountain range. Correct. Extensive din siya. Kasi ilang bansa yung inaano niya, nilalakaran. Magsimula sa France, sa Switzerland, sa Austria. Umaabot yan ng bahagi ba ng ng Czech Republic. Okay? So, mahaba yan. And one of the activities that you can do in that particular mountain or the alpine mountain is skiing. So, anong klaseng mountain ang alpine? Alam niyo yung alpine milk? Alpine milk, meron pa ba nun sa market? Alpine milk, yung nasa lata. Kung alam niyo yon, andun yung alpine mountain. So, anong klaseng mountain yun? Yun yung mountain na meron pong yellow, merong snow. Now, na-picture nyo na? Eh, sa mga slopes nun, pwede kayong mag-ski. Sa Pilipinas, ba may skiing activity?
Wala po.
Wala. Basically, wala. Rugged yung mga mountains. I-try mo kaya, mag-ski ka, one time lang. Tignan mo kung anong mangyayari sa'yo. Diba? But then, because Alpine has this snow on it, diba? Ang kapal-kapal nun. Kaya that makes the surface of the mountain easy to slope. Okay? Yan. So, where else? What else are some of the examples of geographical features that we have in the whole of the continent? Rachel,
Ano po? Caspian Sea.
the Caspian Sea. What about the Caspian Sea?
Ano ma'am siya? Tawag dito? Lowest point on dry land.
Lowest point on dry land. Where can you find it?
Russia po.
Russia. Alam niyo bang ang Caspian Sea at saka yung Ural Mountains are the two of the natural boundaries that separates Europe and Asia. So pagka tinignan mo ang dalawang bahaging yan ng kontinente ng Asia at ng Europe, yung bali yung nagsisilbi na, kasi di ba wala kang makikitang body of water na naghihiwalay sa dalawang continent. Magkadugtong talaga sila. Kaya lang, sinasabi nilang, ito yung dalawang natural boundary that separates us from that of a European continent. Okay po. Kasi kung babalikan mo nung unang panahon, millions of years ago, dalawa lang yung uri ng bagay meron sa surface of the earth. And that is a big landmass, which is called Pangaea. And the other one is the big body of water, which is called Panthalassa. Diba? Ang composition ng earth, parang tao yung katawan ng tao. 70% water, katulad natin, 70% ang kabuuan ng meron tayong tubig sa katawan natin. 30% other matters. Okay? O kaya naman 30% land mass sa planet Earth. But because the Earth is very active, ang nangyari, naghiwa-hiwalay yan. So, yung Pangaea, nagkaroon ng dalawang bahagi, naging Gondwana land at saka naging Laurasia. Okay? Yung Gondwana land, yun ang composition ng mga continents ng Africa, South America, bahagi ata nito yung India. Tapos yung Laurasia, yun talaga yung continent ng Asia and Europe. Pero dahil aktibo talaga ang Earth at maraming pagsabog at paggalaw ang nagaganap, naging 7 continents tayo. Baka merong isang malaking movements, maging 8 tayo, maging 10. We never can tell what will happen after millions of years ago. Baka wala na, hindi na tayo nag-exist. But the earth can heal itself, di ba? Sana nga. Okay. So, with that, kaya nabanggit ko yung Ural Mountains saka yung Caspian Sea. Is Caspian Sea a sea? Yes or no? No. So, what is a Caspian Sea, Carla? It's a what? It's one of the biggest lakes in the world. Correct. It's a lake. Huwag kayong malilito na kahit ang tawag doon Caspian Sea, hindi siya dagat. Katulad ng
Pati yung Dead Sea.
pati ang Dead Sea, anak, it's a lake. Okay? So Dead Sea is the lowest point of earth. Nasaan yan? Nasa Israel. And this is basically and literally a dead sea or a dead lake.
Yan ang sundo.
Sige. Kasi walang nabubuhay dyan ng mga isda at kung ano-ano pa. Lahat ng isda doon nagkaroon ng sakit sa kidney, sa sobrang alat, namatay. Ay.
Parang mo.
Huwag ko namang maingay. Doon sa labas. May storbo. Kainis. Okay, did you get that? Yeah. Kaya huwag kayong masyadong kakain ng maalat. Mamamatay kayo. Okay. Ano pa? Sa Europe. So we have bodies of water such as the Bering Strait. Okay. Nasagot nyo yun. Where is the Bering Strait? Ay, hindi pa rin nasagot. Saan?
Russia na.
Sa Russia. Katabi siya ng nakalimutan na agad ang Bering Strait.
United States po.
Bering Strait is in the United States. Kiel, between Russia and the United States. Oo. Yun yung strait na madaling makapunta sa Alaska kasi. Tama ba, Kiel? Okay. Next. Ano pa meron na geographical features sa Europe? Isa-isahin natin. Why do we need to discuss this? Kasi po, these geographical features are actually some of these geographical features that we can find all over the world are some of the finest examples of a tourist attractions and destinations. Imagine, if you are familiar with the Rhine River and the Danube River, these two rivers are being used for some cruising activity. So if you go to Norway, there you can find the fjord. What is a fjord? Now, if you can, basically you can explain what is a fjord is, then Google the picture. This is an inlet, a body of water which is an inlet. Tapos yung kanyang pagkakagawa kala mo ginawa it's always located within 2 cliffs or within 2 mountains, and this is being used as one of the best cruising activity in that part of Scandinavia, fjords. Okay, but not all countries has fjords. This is very dramatic. So we have some fjords in Norway, and we also have some fjords in New Zealand. Yeah, that's right. Fjords. Okay, so what else? Bosphorus River, somewhere in Turkey, nandyan. And Mesopotamia, Mediterranean Sea. That sea separates Europe from the continent of Africa. Okay? And then we have the English Channel. Okay, and that English Channel separated the British Isles from the rest of the European continent. Kaya ang British Isles, hiwalay yan. And the rest of Europe magkakasama. One compact continent. Iisa lang yung lupa nila. That's why if it is summer in Europe, grabe yung yung init. Okay? Sobra yung heat wave na nagaganap. Kasi walang labasan ng mga init, di ba? Kaya maraming nagkakaroon ng namamatay sa sobrang init, yung heat wave and heat stroke. Okay? Alam niyo bang pag may heat wave sa Italia, yung mga bagets makikita mo nandun sa paligid ng Trevi Fountain. Ano yun parang isang malaking fountain. Okay, dedicated to God Neptune. Tapos parang merong yung mga bata doon naglulublob doon sa parang sa mga tubig doon sa sobrang init, and the government cannot do anything about it, di ba? And so what else? Let's get out. Kung marami na sa Europe, meron pa ba tayong na hindi na-discuss? Marami pa po, marami, pero dapat basahin ninyo. And then we go to North America. So let's talk about the Denali, which is the highest peak of the whole North America. So, ang extension niyan, nasa Rocky Mountains. Okay, ang extension ng mga Rocky Mountains nandyan sa kahabaan ng, tama ba, California up to that part of Alaska. Ang haba nun, Tapos, makikita mo yung Rocky Mount Denali. And then, we have Sierra Nevada here, sa West Coast, and then other mountains on the east. O nandiyan yung Appalachian Mountains. It runs through from somewhere in Virginia, West Virginia, Mountain Mama, Take Me Home Country Road. Alam niyo yung kantang yon? Siguro naririnig niyo yun sa mga tatay niyo. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, Take Me Home, tama, Country Road. Diba? Ang sarap pakinggan. Kasi yung West Virginia kasi is mountainous. Okay, noong unang panahon, nasa mountains na yan yung mga tribo-tribo ng mga unang tao ng Amerika. Remember, it's not the white people who were the first people of this continent of America. Okay, mga Indians yon na sinakop lang ng mga puti. Nasaan ang mga Indians ngayon? Andyan pa rin sila, very small population na lang. Okay, so we have in America, what else? Other geographical features that we can find in North America.
Mississippi po.
Okay, Mississippi River. One is Mississippi, Missouri River. One is one of the longest rivers in North America. Okay, meron pa ba? And then we have there on top of America, we have the lakes, no? The Great Lakes. But it is being shared with that of Canada, the country of Canada. But it also belongs to North American continent. The 5 Great Lakes, what are those? Isa-isahin natin. The Ontario Lake, the Erie Lake, what else? Nakalimutan ko yung tatlo. Ontario, Erie, nabobula si Mamaya. Superior Lake. Superior is the largest lake among the 5 Great Lakes. Okay, dalawa pa. Hanapin nyo. So anyway, binigay ko na. Yun, nandun yun sa the northern part of USA and southern part of America. Siyempre, nandyan yung isa sa pinakamaganda at laging pinupuntahan ng mga turista kahit saang bahagi ng mundo. Niagara Falls. Diba? So, nandyan yon. Ang Niagara Falls, for your information, alam na ng mga tourism students to, is being shared by both Canada and America. Pero ang mas magandang side daw, yun nasa Canadian side. Bawal magpunta doon nang hindi ka naka-coat na parang, anong tawag doon? Yung raincoat. Kasi pag nandun ka sa boat, tatalsikan ka talaga dahil sobrang powerful yung pagbulusok ng tubig sa Niagara Falls. Okay? And so what else? Meron pa ba? Madami. Napaka-extensive. For example, yung Grand Canyon, yung Devil's Tower. Pag inisa-isa nyo yan, wow, this is so unreal. Parang Grand Canyon, at sinasabi nilang yung Grand Canyon can exactly identify the age of the planet Earth. That I am not sure of. Pero talagang sobrang tandaan niya na. At so dramatic yung itsura niyan. So the best thing that you can do there is, of course, sightseeing. Go on top. How will you go on top? There is a way. And then on top, you can see the picturesque beauty scenery of the whole Grand Canyon. Tapos sa baba nun, nandun yung Colorado River. Okay, pa ikot-ikot. Ganda. So some people would get there just for trekking and hiking. And then elsewhere in the US, meron tayong iba't ibang mga ganyang klase. Sa Utah, marami. Okay, sa Arizona, marami. Okay? And so on and so forth. And then, if you go down to the Florida area, there you can find the Florida Keys. Okay? So USA doesn't have one one climate. It's a composition of different variation of climate. Kasi napakalaki niyan eh. Okay? So from 13 colonies, naging 50 states na ang USA. So you will get to know and to understand how come dati siyang British colony, ngayon America na siya. You see? Okay, so let's go down to South America. What do we have there? Carla.
Andes po.
Okay, Mount?
Andes.
Okay, the Andes mountain ranges. Okay. Is this the longest mountain ranges in the world? The Andes?
Above.
Ano no?
Longest ma'am sa above the water.
Longest above the water. Yung Andes mountain ranges. So it runs through from Chile, tapos kaborder niya ang Argentina, iba, dumadaan siya sa bahagi ng Bolivia, pero umaabot ba siya ng Colombia? Ganun kahaba. Yung Chile po na country, Chile, napakahaba nun talaga. Kung titignan mo ang mapa ng South America, para siyang talagang bulate o ahas. Haba nun. Ganun din kahaba atang dinadaanan ng Andes mountain ranges. And there is where you can find the tallest mountain of South America, which is Mount Aconcagua, which is in Argentina. Okay? Aconcagua. Do you know that when the Inca civilization was still existing during their time, some portion of the Mount Andes is being used where they will offer children to their gods. I don't know how they do it, because very recently in the 1970s or in the 1980s, when some parts of the Andes was thawed, yung parang natunaw siya, naglabasan yung ibang burial places na kung saan mga bata yung nakalibing. Na-discover ito ng mga mountaineers. And then when they identified, parang yung mga kids will age from 7 to 14 or to 15. Then lahat yun very well preserved kasi nga nasa yellow, di ba? So when they identify, talagang these kids were during the Incan civilization existed ba? Tapos nalaman din nila sa kwento na they were being offered parang alay. Ngayon sa pandemya, may mga alay tayo sa bahay. Yung binibigyan ng quarantine pass, 'di ba? Yun yung alay. Yun yung mga lumalabas ng bahay. Anyway, bakit inaalay? Di ba nung unang panahon gano'n naman? Pagka merong chaos, pagka merong ibang klaseng climatic condition, they need to identify the problem, and then naniniwala nila na sila na kapag may inalay sila, something, mawawala yun. Kaya mga bata, imagine kung anak mo yung inaalay, anong mararamdaman mo. But they don't have any other choice because that's the culture. So, kaya siguro wala pang nakalibing sa Andes Mountains. Okay? So, yun. Next! Ano pa ang geographical feature?
Amazon River.
Amazon River. Okay? How extensive is the Amazon River? Ilang mga bansa ang nadadaanan ng Amazon River? Is it the longest river?
Sa South America po.
Sa South America, yes. But then this is second to the world's, di ba? Second longest river in the world. Okay? Pero in terms of the volume of water, mas extensive ito compare mo dun sa Nile River, which is the longest river in the world. Right? Okay. Yes. Tapos ang maganda pa dito, nagmi-meet siya ng isa pang river, tapos meron silang wedding of the waters, pero kahit nagmi-meet sila, hiwalay pa rin yung kulay. Yung Rio Negro, di ba? Saka yung Amazon. Galing, oh, di ba? One phenomena. Okay, next, what else? Other sample of geographical features na kakaiba na makikita sa South America.
Angel Falls.
Angel Falls. Okay, saan to? France.
Venezuela.
Hindi Venezuela. Okay. At lalong hindi Valenzuela. Okay, the highest waterfall. 3,000 feet ang drop. Grabe. Ang taas, no? Gaano kataas yung 3,000 feet? You cannot imagine that. Okay? And then, yung top niyan, yung tinatawag na Tepuy or yung Mount Roraima, yung Flat Table Mountains. Gustong gusto ko yun. Kung napanood niyo yung pelikulang Up, yan, si Russell, yung Boy Scout na bata, na sumakay dun sa bahay na maraming balloons, napadpad sila dun sa Flat Table Mountains, yun yung Roraima. Okay, tapos nasa gilid nun yung falls. Wow, ang ganda. Panoorin nyo. And you can identify. So, kung may time kayo manood pa nun, ang ganda. It's not only for kids, it's for the students in geography to identify, no, some places in South America. Beautiful, unique, okay? Inspiring. Grabe, ang ganda. So, nasa bucket list ko lang. Hindi ko lang sure kung mapupuntahan ko. Sobrang taas yun. Okay, sobrang mahal doon. So, we also have the Amazon forest. And this is so extensive as well. Parang halos yung kalahati o yung 3/4 ng Brazil and some other parts of the whole of South America ganun kalawak yung Amazon forest. Pero malungkot lang dahil sinasabi natin this is the last lungs of the planet Earth. Kasi talaga ito yung nagbibigay sa atin. Ito pa yung kahit papano nagbabalanse ng klima pero sinusunog Okay? Naniniwala ba kayo na meron pang mga tribo sa loob ng Amazon forest na hanggang ngayon walang kaalam-alam so kung anong sibilisasyon na meron tayo? Opo, dahil totoo. And they are in peril. Meaning, delikado na sila. Bakit? Kumukonti ka na kasi yung forest ng Amazon Because I think the government of Brazil want to develop some parts, and if it will continue, talagang liliit na yung bahagi ng porsyento. And the more na maraming part ng forest ang mawala, the more na mamamatay yung mga sinaunang tao na unang tumira sa Amazon forest. Diba? So, ganun kalupit yung modern man. Kakalungkot, no? Oo, nalungkot ako doon kasi yun nga, tas sinusunog. Sana wala nang sunog ngayon. Ang tagal din ng sunog At gano'n nakalaki yung how extensive the fire is. I cannot tell because sabi nila it's very extensive. Okay, so what else do we have there in South America? We have the Iguazu waterfalls. Kung ang Niagara waterfalls, ganyan, kalahati ng washing machine. Diyos me, parang buo na yung Iguazu Kung ang Niagara Falls, dalawang country ang nag-share niyan, Canada and US. Ang Iguazu, 3, Brazil, Paraguay, saka Argentina. Laki, diba? Grabe. Ang dami niyan, ang ganda, ang powerful ng yan. Yan yung mga dapat yung i-google. Diba? Hanapin nyo ang itsura ng Amazon forest, ng Amazon River, gaano kahaba yung Amazon River, saan yung flow ng water, palabas ba ng Atlantic Ocean o palabas ng Pacific Ocean. I don't know, bahala kayo. Tapos how does the Mesa or the Roraima look like? Andes mountain ranges, Mount Aconcagua, and so on and so forth. Marami pa po. Meron pa tayong tinatawag ng Patagonia, nandyan yung Grand Pantanal, etc. So, once we go to Africa, ito ang sobrang dami din. Di ba? Okay? Africa, sinasabi nila, is the cradle of the earliest human civilization. Dito unang natagpuan yung mga fossils ng sinaunang tao sa mundo. Yung, sabi nila, yung unas is Australopithecus lucy. Pinangalaan ng Lucy yun dahil habang yung dalawang archaeologists ay tinitignan yung mga fossils na naiwan, nakikinig sila sa kanta ng Beatles, Lucy in the sky of diamonds, parang ganyan. So, without them really identifying exactly how to name that fossil, they called it Lucy, Australopithecus lucy. Pero, pagkaraan ng mga panahon, meron pang mas matandang unang tao na nadiskubre ng mga archaeologists. I couldn't identify the name already. Okay, so that's the cradle, sabi nila. Yung Egypt daw, yung Africa, yung cradle of the first human civilization. Maniniwala ba kayo? Kasi kung, if it is the first, bakit hindi lahat ng tao may itim? Or black, di ba? Kung doon talaga nagsimula. What do you think? Hindi ko masagot. Tanong ko din yan eh. Ano yon? Yung mga sinaunang tao naglakbay, tapos over the years, namuti sila, pumuti, tapos naging brown, tapos naging singkit. How?
Parang ang hirap.
Parang ano?
Kasi kung iisipin niyo po, parang kahit abutin yata ng 1,000 years, parang mahirap yung evolution ng tao pupunta sa yung sa sobrang itim po, pupunta sa sobrang puti, pupunta sa singkit, pupunta sa
DNA, oo, bawat isa sa atin, di ba, may DNA yan. So bakit ganon, di ba? Kaya nga kinokontest talaga ng ibang mga tao yon. And then sabi sino tong nagsabi na isang English, si Charles Darwin, sabi niya, di ba? We are the result of the evolution. From the very tiny microorganism, tapos nag-evolve daw tayo. Parang nga sinasabi niya, galing tayo sa mga unggoy. Tama? Galing nga ba tayo? Oo. Bakit yung mga unggoy na meron tayo ngayon hanggang ngayon di ba nagmumukhang tao? Kung totoong galing tayo doon. Sige nga. Attack! Ang hiwaga, ano? Diba? Kaya nga up to now, marami pa ring scientists talaga yung nag-aaral about how we existed in this planet. Okay? Punta kayo sa Switzerland, nandun sa ilalim ng lupa nila, yung pinakamalaking research center sa buong mundo. Ang tawag doon CERN, C-E-R-N. Okay? And they are continuously experimenting on the existence of the solar system and the universe. Remember about the Big Bang Theory? Diba? Okay? So they have somehow had found several theories already on how we existed. Pero up to now, hindi maliwanag. And so, sabi sa Biblia, we were created by God. Right? In 7 days, first day, light, second day, ganyan. Okay? God created the world. And everything else was made in China. Diba? Lahat na ng bagay sa atin gawa sa China. Kakaano naman. Bakit kaya? So, hindi natin masagot yung mga tanong na yan. And that makes life beautiful. You know why? Because there is always question and we keep on searching because we are intrigued. We are curious, right? Okay? So, kumbaga, laban lang sa buhay, walang magpapakamatay. Laban lang sa sa online class. Okay? So, yon. Pero ano nga bang topic natin? Africa, the dark continent. So, we have there the largest desert in the world, right? And you call that Sahara Desert. Ang extensive din yan from west to east. Grabe, lawak ano. Pero ito ata yung isang geographical feature na very extreme, yung temperature. If it is during the night, sobrang lamig. Okay? Wala kasing building sa magtatakip sa'yo talaga and magpo-protect sa'yo para sa mga sobrang lamig na yan. Pero pag araw naman, sobrang init. Kaya all those who are into traveling in that particular place, yung mga nomads na yan, they are being covered from top to bottom, pati yung mata halos ito na lang. Bakit? Bakit kailangan covered? Pagka nagkaroon ng sandstorm, delikado. Sakit kaya nun sa mata, mabubulag ka halos, hindi ka makakakita. That's why they are being covered. Imagine if you are walking in that place covered with sweat and everything. How will you be smelled? But no one will question about how you smell. Because that is the culture of those people living near there. Alright? So, let's not be judgmental. Because sabi ko nga sa inyo kanina, each of the countries of the world has their own custom and tradition. Kung ganito yung amoy ng mga Indiano, wala kayong magagawa. Kailangan nilang mag-amoy ng ganyan. Because they find it sexy, They find it the kind of smell which their husbands or maybe their wives are longing for, diba? Pero sa atin, a big tabu yan. Pag hindi ka naligo at amoy putok ka na tinapay, yari ka, you will be bashed, diba? Because that is not our culture. Diba? Pag sinabing, amoy tinapay itong katabi ko, o alam mo na, may putok ka. Diba may tinapay na putok? Pumuputok. Yun yung tawag. And being a tourism student and would-be tourism graduate and would-be tourism professional, so how would you react if one of these people would enter your office all being smelly and what? Okay? Ipapakita mo ba sa mukha mo na nababahuan ka? Oh, kliyente yun. So you have to be very careful. Deal with it. Diba? Kliyente to. And you won't even tell them, maligo ka naman. Except, kung katrabaho mo siya at may policy kayo, diba? Uy, si Wendy dumadating pa. May policy na dapat naliligo bago pumasok. Naliligo naman ako, sasabihin niya. Pero hindi siya nagpapalit ng damit kasi may ibang mga kultura na ganon. Okay? Kahit pinagpawisan na yung damit. Some European people would do that. Kaya nga they travel light. Kasi repeatedly they will wear this kind of this dress, this clothes that they wore previously. Okay? Meron pang ano sa Africa. That's very
Nile River po.
okay, the Nile River, the longest river. Ito rin ang nagsimula yung reason why the earliest civilization happened in Egypt, specifically in Nile, and I mean in Egypt, and that makes Egypt one of the most powerful civilization during those times, especially yung mga pharaohs nila, di ba? Na tinuring na parang mga Diyos ng kanilang mga tao, and they were able to build, wow, massive pyramids. Yung galing. Ancient times, di ba? Tapos pyramids. Paano? Napaka-perfect ng pagkakasukat ng tatlong bahagi nito. Anong ginawa nila? Anong mathematical figure ang ginawa nila? Okay? So, sabi nila, alien daw ang tumulong para gawin niyang mga pyramids na yan. Diba? Alien ba? Naniniwala kayo sa alien? Ikaw, Lester, naniniwala ka? Opo, ikaw, Kill, naniniwala ka? Uy, naniniwala kayo? Hindi. Ako naniniwala ako. Talaga.
Niniwala po.
Oh, hindi ko alam kung bakit, pero I'm full of imagination. Basta gusto ko maniwala, bakit ba? May aangal ba? Kasi kung titignan mo, kasi hindi nila masagot yung ibang mga hiwaga na nangyayari sa mundo. Even science could not answer all some of the mysteries that is happening and some of the mysteries that happened in the past. Until now, nanghuhula pa rin tayo. Okay? So, paano nga ba kung totoong may mga transformers? Diba? Na nauna sa planet Earth. At may mga ET na ang kanilang mga tawag dito, yung mga lugar na kung saan sila bumababa. Yung nagte-teleport sila sa bahagi ng Bermuda Triangle, sa bahagi ng Machu Picchu, sa bahagi ng ng Nazca Lines. Ayun, di ba?
Area 51, ma'am, sa Amerika.
Ano yung Area 51 sa Amerika? Ganon din, di ba?
Sabi daw nila, ma'am, dun daw yung mga aliens, dun sila nag-research about aliens. Ganun. Pero walang nakakaalam talaga, ma'am, kung ano yun.
X-Files. There are several X-Files that is not for our eyes and not for our for not us to be informed. X-Files nga eh. Diba? Ang galing. And this is all about the Earth. It's all about our planet. Diba? Ang pinag-uusapan pa lang natin geography, pero parang wow. Parang maano ka na, diba? Maki-curious ka na. So marami pa po sa Africa, dami. Pero pag bumaba ka pag pumunta ka naman sa Pacific, dahil puro mga islas yan, Australia is the best, some of the best places na meron silang pinagmamalaki. For example, yung the Great Barrier Reef. Have you seen it? Have you heard of that? Barrier Reef. Sobrang laki niyan. Barrier Reef yan. Makikita mo dyan mga corals. Kaya lang, sinasabi nilang, ito yung super laking coral reefs. Pero, Great Barrier Reef. Pero, in terms of dami ng uri ng corals na makikita mo, mas marami pa daw ang meron sa Tubataha Reef sa Pilipinas. Kaya lang, ibang coral sa Tubataha Reef nasira. 2 barko, okay, ang dumaan dyan at nakaladkad yung ibang mga corals na meron sa ilalim. Isang barko ng US at isang barko ata ng, sana tama ako kasi matagal na, ng China. Okay, so pinababaya, ewan ko lang kung binayaran nila. I don't know exactly. Okay, so ano pa meron sa Australia? Yung Uluru, the biggest monolith. Tapos pag bumaba ka sa New Zealand, if you have seen the film Rings, ano tawag doon? Si Gollum. Sino si Gollum? Yung uy, sino si Gollum? Alam nyo yun. Yung parang alien na ano.
The Lord of the
The Lord of the Rings. Thank you,
Lord
Daryl.
of Rings.
Nakita mo, doon sinute yun. Doon sinute yung pelikula. Grabe, ang ganda ng kanyang scenic mountainous area ng New Zealand, especially on that part of the south. Okay, tapos alam niyo bang ang New Zealand is the place where you can get into the Antarctic. Doon sila dumadaan para makapunta sa the next and the last continent of the world, which is the Antarctica. Okay. So, hindi na natin isa-isahin yan. Kaya lang, sabi ko nga, dapat, kung ano yung nasa, tapos sabi ko, picturean nyo, kunyari, ano yung iba't ibang klase ng body of water. So, we have the strait, we have the sea, we have the ocean, we have the bayou, and so on and so forth. Para mas madali sa inyong makita yan, i-google nyo, GMG lang mga anak, di ba? Sobrang dami niyan. So, ano pa? And, yun, be specific. Yun, dapat alam nyo, which are very popular and very famous of these geographical features that could be found all over the world. Ibibigay naman yan eh. Yung iba medyo ano na, hindi na natin babanggitin yun dahil they are not being mentioned. So, yung madalas na ginagamit lang when it comes to tourism activities. Alright? Ayun. So, ano pa yung pag-aaralan natin about geography? Bodies of water, land, ano pa, anyong hangin. Meron bang anyong hangin? Anyong lupa, nabanggit na natin, di ba? Ano pa? Ay, 1:30 na, 12 to 1:30. Alam niyo bang kayo lang yung minute ko ng twice in a week? Yung iba hindi ko minute kasi sabi natin once a week. Pero if you really would want us to meet twice a week, okay lang ba kayo doon? Okay lang. So, ganito, if it is, tapos na po yung klase ko, sana matuto kayo.